Thank you. Ay, ay, ay. Thank you for that. Yeah, I don't know. All right, here we go. So you missed everything I said. I did a bunch of plugs. We're in it. Thank you for that. Yeah. There is sound now. There wasn't sound for the very beginning, but there is sound now. Or there should be. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Yeah, okay. I'm so glad you said something. I would have gone like the whole show with no sound. I've done it before. I'll do it again. Yeah, it's yeah. What are you gonna do? All right, let's get into it. So I'm Jeff, the unlicensed, because you didn't hear anything I said before. I'm Jeff, the unlicensed therapist. The show's on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Hopefully now it's gonna be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Now with sound. That's new for this week. And my other show, Autastic, will be in Ventura. You can check that out April the 18th at the Namba Theater there. That will be touring shortly. And I think that's all the plugs. Let's get into it. So, am I the asshole? We'll start again here. My husband's family. I got to do that. I have set this up, not at all. If you want to be on the show, all you have to do is hit me up at jeff856@gmail.com. If you want to be on the show, I'm much gentler to you in person. I'm empathetic, believe it or not. I am. And so I'll be very gentle, kid gloves with you. If you want to be on the show sometime, I'll have you on as a guest. Just hit me up at jeff856@gmail. If you have just want to do it in the chat, you can put it in the chat. We can do it that way too. So lots of different ways to participate in the show. Sound back. Yeah, thank God, man. The sound. Come on. That's a 101 stuff right there, isn't it? You know? All right. Well, while people are filing in, let's get it. Let's do an ad here. A Kids Guide. I always start with the Kids Guide. Thank you, Kids Guide, for being such a steady sponsor of the show. All right, parents, real talk for a second. America's about to hit a huge milestone. We're coming up on America's 250th birthday. 250 years of freedom, grit, sacrifice, and the greatest experiment in self-government the world has ever seen. This is the perfect moment to help your kids understand why this country matters, not just the fireworks and hot dogs, but the story behind it all. There's a free guide called The Kids Guide to America's 250th Birthday, and it's honestly a great way to introduce your kids to how America began, who the founding fathers were, what they risked, and why the ideas that they fought for still matter today. This guide sends kids back to the moment when the brave men signed the Declaration of Independence, knowing full well they were risking their lives for freedom. It breaks it all down in ways kids can actually understand and enjoy without watering it down or turning it into boring schoolwork. If you care about raising kids who know where this country came from and why it's worth preserving, this is something you'll want to grab. So, well, the best part is actually it's completely free. That is the best part. It's pretty awesome. Completely free with a special offer. You just need to pay $2. That's nothing for shipping and postage. So head on over to freeusabirthday.com. That's freeusabirthday.com and the Kids Guide to America's 250th birthday for your kids today. freeusabirthday.com. Thank you for being a sponsor of the show. Very much appreciated. America's story matters, so make sure the next generation knows it. There you go. Thank you to my sponsors. I love my sponsors. I really do. I do. All right, here we go. Back to Am I the Asshole? My husband's family has been pressuring him to contribute either financially or with time to his mother's care. I told him if he does, we're getting a divorce. Am I the asshole? Now, a lot of these things you think are easy. You're like, yeah, obviously she's a horrible person. She's just a despicable woman. She, like I said, she burned the casserole one Christmas, and then the mom said something snarky, and she never forgave her. I don't know. They're giving the son of the mother who doesn't want to help at all, apparently, because he's scared of you, lady, options. You're like, listen, if you don't want to kick in some money for a nurse or someone to take care of her, just come in and mow the lawn or something. So I want to see why this guy is so reluctant to do this. I mean, it seems like a small ask, doesn't it? Really? It's your mom. But I'm sure there's a story. Let's find out. I know it sounds harsh, but we just cannot afford to do so. Oh, what do you mean you can't afford to do so? It's his mom. If it was your mom, would it be different? If your mom was sick and needed some help, but suddenly you have time to do it, would suddenly you be able to afford to do so? Like, what do you mean you bring the kids with you? It's good for them to meet. Obviously the grandmother's sick. She's probably going to pass pretty soon. Why don't you let them hang out with her a little bit before she goes? You are a terrible woman, unless I'm missing something, which I may be. Let's find out. All right. I know. Here we go. Okay. So we have two children. Our youngest is nonverbal. Okay. All right. So you have a nonverbal child. So I don't know how that affects anything. I no longer work due to our youngest. Why? Why? What? Well, are you taking him to therapies? If it's just he's nonverbal, so you're staying home, are you taking him to any therapies? Are you taking him to speech? Are you doing any of that? I'm starting to wonder about you, lady. He already does so much, he cannot afford to give up time. And our budget is extremely tight. We're in the process of downsizing, which is unfortunate, but cannot afford to live where we are on a single income. All right. She has no money. Their dad, before he passed, blew it all his money on alternative medical treatments for his cancer. Oh, what a monster. He tried to save his own life by using alternative treatments, which healthcare companies wouldn't cover. Oh, what a horrible man. What a terrible human. Come on, lady. If you want to live, is it such a horrible thing to try alternative stuff? And, it's all, most of it's all crackpot horseshit, but something might work. You're desperate. So now you're going to begrudge the mom because the father wanted to live. What does she have to do with that? I don't know. I'm not liking this lady to start. I'll just say that right now. So she has no money. The dad blew it all on trying to save his own life. And okay, here we go. Here's where she gets mad and tries to, do a little victim shaming here. He smoked multiple packs of cigarettes a day and was shocked he ended up how he did. So you're just mean. You're just mean. Like the guy died of, yeah, it's not smart. You smoke cigarettes, you're probably going to get cancer. He's not yeah. But, talk about kicking a man when he's down. You're kicking a man when he's dead. This is your husband's father. You have contempt for him. So I guess you have contempt for his mom too. How does the son feel about his mom? That's the real important question here, isn't it? Not just how you feel, you jerk. All right. So she's not doing well herself, but just like most, they have an extremely negative stigma regarding nursing homes. Oh, so they don't want, just like most. I don't know that everyone has a negative stigma to a nursing home. I'm just put that out there. So you'll put her in a nursing home. So you don't want to kick in any money, but you're willing to, how does you're going to pay for the nursing home? You know how expensive a nursing home is? And why send? That's like a last resort, or maybe if the mom wants to do it, then it's different. But she's not doing well. But just like most, they have, you're very judgmental, lady, have an extremely negative stigma regarding nursing homes. I know they're not the best places, but putting your family in debt is no better. What do you think? Are nursing homes free where you are? Are they? Because from what I've heard, they're pretty expensive. His siblings are using credit, taking out loans and stuff to provide for care. Yeah, because it's their mom. It's their mother. What is your relationship? That's my question. Like with your family. My guess is it's shitty. My guess is you don't like your mother. My guess is you don't like your father, and you're transferring it out on your poor husband's family, and he's going to resent you when the dad's dead, but when the mom dies too, he's going to resent you a lot. You're like a Meghan Markle, and he's a Prince Harry, only without the money, royalty, or any of the cool stuff. All right, and you are never on Suits. Right. All right. This woman. His siblings are using credit card. Yeah, that's what you do when someone you love is in distress. You bankrupt yourself to try and fix things. Here's a weird thing. You said your son's nonverbal. What are you doing for your son? Are you giving him any therapies? Are you paying for any treatments out of pocket? My guess is no, you fuck. Sorry. I don't. Some of these they make me so angry, and I don't know why. I think it's countertransference is what it is actually. All right. She is mild to moderate stage of dementia. She knows her apartment and area well, but she only manages because my brother and sister-in-law, okay, are going into heavy debt providing care. Yeah, it's what you do for your loved ones, you jerk. Unless you have the money. Well, you would probably euthanize her if you had your druthers. They keep pushing my husband to do more. He helps. He helps how he can. Okay, he covers a portion of the rent. That's nice of him. Good son, and pays for groceries from time to time. Compared to what they do, that is not much. But we are strapped ourselves. My husband wants to do Uber on the side and work on the weekends, and I told him that's nuts. Why is that nuts? His family needs to understand that they have alternatives. Like what, euthanasia? Like just, I don't know, just shutting the door and hoping she dies soon? What the hell? I know you have a horrible relationship with your parents. I know you do. And you're trying to, you see your parents and his parents. I would be driving Uber. I would be doing whatever I needed to do to get my parents whatever money they needed to have. I would be maxing out my credit card. They're my parents. You awful woman. I told my husband, okay, I'll listen to you. I hope your husband divorces you. That'll be the best thing that could come out of this. And I hope he gets your kid. All right. His family needs to understand that they have alternatives. Like what? Name one. You haven't named any alternatives. The nursing home, who's paying for that again? They may not like it, but sooner or later she'll end up in a home. Okay, again, who's paying for that? What they are doing is far from sustainable. How much you quote no figures, not no money. You're just mean. I told my husband if he caves and gives up more money we cannot afford without going into debt ourselves, or gives up the limited time he has to be with his family. So you won't let him give money. You won't let him give time. This is his own mother. You are a colossal asshole. I will have no choice but to file for divorce, and he will have to plan accordingly. Oh my God, I hope he picks his mom over you. You're giving him like a Sophie's choice. Only it's not much of a Sophie's choice. The choice is clear. You don't need the wisdom of Solomon to know he should stick with mom over you, you jerk. Sorry, not sorry. We have looked into going back to work, but the level of care that our child needs is not exactly a viable option. Your child needs professional help, not you. You have no empathy. My guess is you've done no research on how to help your child. I'm assuming that he's nonverbal, he's perhaps autistic. I don't know, but my guess is you know jack shit, but think you know everything. My guess is you don't pay anything out of pocket for services. My guess is you barely even explored what services he needs. My bet is you haven't even gotten him diagnosed with anything yet. You're a horrible mother. I hope this guy divorces you, and I hope he gets the kid, and the kid turns out okay. Hope he gets a good mom. This is why I'm an unlicensed therapist. This woman. You can get Medicaid to pay for a nursing home, but it's a whole process. Okay. Threatening divorce is honestly, it is. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. Yeah. If you can get Medicaid to pay for a nursing home, that's fine. And I will give you that. If she has this many issues, you got to come to her with, hey, these are your options. You have one option. You need to go to a nursing home. We've got Medicaid to pay for, and that's going to happen anyways. Anyhow, if once his siblings have all maxed themselves out, they're not going to have any other alternative but to put her in a nursing home, assuming that it's covered by Medicare or Medi-Cal or something along those lines. But her husband should still at least be able to go visit his mom and make her some food or mow her lawn or clean her diaper or whatever, I mean, I don't like this woman a bit. I don't, I don't like her. I don't like, but you're right. Yeah. Explore your options. I think I'm just so filled with anger and venom over it. I don't like her. I don't like her. And I own it. So, yeah. Now, again, I told you, I'm a really nice person when it comes to you. If you ever want to be on the show, or have questions, it's just, these Reddit people make me nuts. Am I the asshole refusing to teach my son and costing us $700 a month? I don't even understand. Oh, man, we got a theme, speech therapy. Okay, let's do this one. Speech therapy is very useful if you need it. And if you need it, if you actually, because you can't talk without it sometimes. Am I the asshole 25 for refusing to take my 5-year-old out of speech therapy and do it myself, since I'm a single at-home mom? You don't know what you're doing. Stop it with the do-it-yourself shit when it comes to speech therapy or physical therapy or occupational therapy or any kind of a therapy, unless you're a licensed therapist. Or maybe you're studying to be a licensed therapist. You have the skill set. You just think what do you think? They just show up? They go, hey, you want a job as a speech therapist? Show up here Friday. I got this woman's kid for you to work with. They go to school for this shit. They get master's degrees, or at least a solid bachelor's, to be an assistant. I mean, there's a lot of certification involved. There's a lot of, it's like, I don't understand. Like, oh, I'll teach him how to talk. No, you won't. No, you won't. You buffoon. You dummy. People are making me furious this show. Come on. Just stop it with the nonsense. I'll be a speech therapist. All right, let's go. We pay $88 for 30 minutes of therapy. I can do this because my son was, I guess, technically still autistic, but he's doing great now. Now, why is he doing so great? Let me tell you exactly why. Because we paid for the therapies. Because we got him the best. We got the good insurance. We got whatever we needed. And when we didn't have money, I was talking about that other, borrowing the money to help people. We didn't have the money to do it, but we immediately, as soon as we figured out he had autism, we were getting him therapies, and we were just paying. We don't have insurance. Hey, here's the credit card. Fucking run it up. That's what you do when you love somebody. And then eventually we got insurance. We found out which insurance they get, because we did our research. And once we had insurance, we were still had co-pays and this and that, but at least, the lion's share of it was being covered and the insurance wasn't cheap, but I mean, that's what you do. But it never once occurred to me, I'll be a speech therapist and you be an occupational therapist. That'll be great. Oh yeah, we can handle this. Just the absurdity of it all. Again, unless you're like actually a licensed speech therapist. We pay $88 for 30 minutes of therapy with a speech language pathologist 2 times a week. Yeah, I think that's what he was doing. He had an hour though, 2 times a week. And I think we paid this is like 14 years ago, 13 years. We were paying $300 an hour, which sounds probably a lot more now. It's probably closer to 5, right? I don't know what it translates to. Anyway, they typically play a game, something like Go Fish, but it's all cards with the sound he's working on. They also do things like Ipsy pages with the appropriate sounds. My husband is extremely bothered that we pay this much for you're a fucking moron. You really are. Like, you see this as like this simple thing, but it's not. It takes training. Like, oh, this poor kid. You're gonna just yeah, okay. Yeah, good luck with that. That's like this. Oh, I don't get it. There's a reason. Like, why do insurance companies pay speech therapists to begin with? You moron. Why you think they like spending money? Why don't they just give you the money? Why don't they just say, hey, you can either we'll either pay a speech therapist X amount of dollars, $200, $300 an hour, $400, whatever it is, or we'll give you $100 an hour, and you do it. Why don't they give you that option? It would be less money for them, right? They don't do it because it doesn't work. And they would be sued because dummies like you, when your kid turns 18, 19 years old, is still fucking nonverbal and can't talk and can't put a sentence together. You'd put 2 and 2 together finally, Nostradamus, and be like, oh, hey, we didn't know what we were doing. And look at him now. You shouldn't have let us do that. Oh, idiot. Okay, he believes it's something I could easily do at home instead of paying for. Oh yeah, I'm sure it's going to go great. I'm sure. Why don't you go here? Why don't you go ask some people? Why don't you find a group of families who have a child with similar condition and tell them your master plan. Tell them your brilliant idea. You won't do that, will you? Because they'll just be like, oh my God, you are the dumbest people on earth. I'm refusing to do so because I know my child. We do homeschooling things to supplement where he is behind in school. I know how it is to get him to sit down and follow directions I give him. He is strong-willed and sees saying no as an option with us. All right, hold on. Let me go back here. He believes this is something I could easily do from home. Oh my gosh, yeah. For if you, no, actually, okay. You know what? All right. I've misread this, and I feel bad. I think she's on my side. Your husband's the asshole in this. You are not the asshole. Say, am I an asshole for refusing to teach my son and costing us $700 a month? Okay, I misread. Again, I'm just angry tonight. You are not the asshole. Your husband is the asshole. You were right because your husband does not see it the way it is. But I've seen these parents like just do this. They just don't give a shit. I'm doing a show about this right now. That's why it's so visceral for me. All right, so I'm refusing to do it. I know my child. Okay. These are things he doesn't have a problem with. Working with speech language pathologist, use techniques or explanations, demonstrations for sound. Yeah. Edit. He's in kindergarten, already receives an hour a month of speech therapy from the school. Yeah, that's never really that great. It's okay. This is done 50 minutes a week. He has a speech therapy. Yeah. Never, ever, ever take the onus. Like, your husband's a dummy. He's just being cheap. Yeah, speech therapy is kind of complicated, isn't it? Isn't it? Kind of is. Kind of is. All that stuff. I mean, it looks easy on paper. Like, you're like, oh, they're just playing dumb games. I'll tell you a story. My son, had I say had autism because he's doing so well now. Why is he doing so well? Because we threw the kitchen sink at him. We did speech, we did PT, we did OT, we did cranial sacral, we did hippotherapy. We did, you name it, we did it. If it worked, and most of it worked. And so we were very very blessed with that. I was going to make a point besides all the therapies he went through, but I can't imagine. Not. By the way, just in case you wanted, best therapy for us was ABA, Applied Behavioral Analysis at UCLA, Early Childhood Partial Hospitalization Program. It was incredible, and so it did him well. and he would not be the boy he is today without it. Right, right. Let me move on. I'm too it's too raw for me, too personal. Adam says we had to do it for my grandparents because their dementia was just too much to handle. It's kind of the best option. If you can find, yeah, if you can find a nice nursing home, if you can afford it. Honestly, if I was older, I don't know. I wouldn't. I would take it in a second. I mean, I don't know if you've heard the statistics on this or the numbers on this, but like these older people in these nursing homes, they have a lot of sex. I mean, I'm just saying, like, the stats on it, like the most sexually active people are some of the most sexually are people in their 80s and 70s and 80s in these nursing. They got nothing to do. They're old. What are they worried about a venereal disease? Come on, they're gonna be dead in a couple weeks anyway. And so yeah, they're just all going at it, you know. Yeah, they did I have sex with you? I can't remember. I got the mention. You know, it doesn't really matter. Are you my husband? I don't know. But very sexually active. So me as a fella, you know, in my waning years, assuming I'm not you know, married to my wife here. Yeah, okay. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe, you know, I say that now. I say that kind of with a bachelor mentality, but maybe I'd be a little more, you know, I think, yeah, I might not do that. I don't know. You know, I'm so in love with my, technically my fiance now. I don't know. I feel guilty even saying it now. I don't think she's listening. Thank God. Anyway, am I the asshole for telling my dad I'm disappointed in how his relationship affected my younger brother? I don't think so. You're just being real with him. But I don't know if I want to read that one. Am I the asshole for thinking it's rude to put someone on speaker without telling them? Yeah, it's rude. It's also, you know, it could result in a bad. They don't know who you're talking to. Anytime my girl, I get everybody confused. Anytime my fiance is on the phone with me, I tell her she's on speaker. I would never not tell her she's on speaker because you don't know what people are going to say. She does the same thing. For us, you know, it's more, you know, like, oh, you know, hey, last night was great. You know, I don't necessarily get explicit, but I could. I can't remember all, you know, and their kids are in the car. You gotta let people know. That's just common courtesy in this day and age, isn't it? Am I the asshole for thinking it's rude to put someone on speakerphone without something? Well, there's two parts of it. There's the rudeness and just the carelessness of having someone on a speakerphone when they don't know, because they might say something that obviously, you know, could affect you too, depending on what they divulge in a room full of strangers or people you know. And two, it just shows a contempt for them. I see these people at Starbucks. I see these people in the supermarket. I see these people in noisy places, in airports, in, you know, and they've got the person on speakerphone. So the person on speakerphone, it's not like they can't hear all the ambient noise around them. So most of them figured out right away, okay, I'm on speakerphone. This jackass, this moron has me on speakerphone in an airport. My first reaction is like, hey, let me call you at a different time, since obviously you're too cheap to bring earphones or earbuds. And you know they're going to get on a damn plane and then watch a movie on their phone or something without headphones because, you know, they have no common courtesy. The same people who sit in a restaurant or a public place, eating lunch, blasting some TV show, you know, and there's someone sitting here, someone sitting there. Everyone's got to listen to their fucking stupid Barney Fife show or whatever they happen to be watching. I don't know. Barney Fife might be a little outdated, but you know what I'm saying? That those people make me nuts. I'm like, well, you don't like. I want to have like a set of cheap, not expensive headphones, but just, you know, just like basic headphones, you know, with an adapter, because you know, you can't just plug headphones in these days. You know, they try to, you know, upsell you on everything. But have them, and then just if someone's listening to like some loud music or having some loud conversation in a restaurant, just go, here. Look, here you go. Just use it. Just do everybody in this restaurant, in this public space, a favor and take it inside. Take it inside your own melon, your own head. Put it in your ears and listen to it. We're tired of listening to it. And it's very rude to whoever you're talking to that you got them on a speaker phone here. And they have to deal with all the what? Huh? What? Huh? What? Ugh. People making me angry today. People making me angry. All right. Anyway, let's get back. This is a short one too. This dude probably wrote it. Yeah, my wife. Dudes, that's the thing. With the Reddit ones, anytime it's short, it's almost always the guy wrote it. Anytime it's long, it's almost always a woman. I'm just saying. My wife got upset with me the other day when I ruined a surprise for one of our sons. I called her. She answered. We started talking, and I brought up the plans, which laid bare the surprise, whereupon she said, what the F? Way to go. You're on speaker, and the son's yeah, that's not your fault. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. She got to tell you. I just went over the scenario. Anytime there's a kid in the car, someone else in the car, you need, as just a common courtesy, to let the other person you're talking to know what ears are currently listening to the conversation. This is not the only time this has happened. I got in trouble last week for dropping an F bomb in the same circumstance. Yeah, this is on her, dude. This is on her. Like, tell her to invest. Either don't pick up or just do you the solid of saying, "Hey, you're on speaker." And anytime you say, "Hey, you're on speaker," no one's going to tell you that unless there's other people there. You don't have to say who. You just say, "Hey, you're on speaker." So you don't screw yourself over. I told my wife that I thought it was super rude to put someone on speaker without telling them. It's rude. It's just stupid. I don't know if it's rude. I mean, it's dumb. You know what I mean? I don't think it's like I wouldn't call it rude. I'd call it dumb. It's just dumb. She disagrees, but she'll try to tell me. You're not going to win the argument with her, but you're right. She's a dummy. This week I started modeling the behavior. Nice, bro. Very petty. This is exactly what I would have done. That's why I'm an unlicensed therapist. This week I started modeling the behavior, answering calls from, "Hi, honey, what's up? You're on speaker, by the way." Oh, you're better than me. I would have told her. I would have just let her fall into the same bear trap you did, and she's getting pissed at me for that. No, you need to. She needs some learning. And thank you for the brevity of your piece. That is appreciated. That is very much appreciated. You are appreciated, sir. Oh yeah. I don't know. What are your opinions on the speaker stuff? I just feel like it is wrong on two levels. It's wrong on the first level in that it's annoying to everyone else around you. It just shows, just a complete narcissism on your part that you're the only person that matters. And so whatever show you're watching, everyone at the Starbucks has to listen to or whatever. And two, whoever you're talking to in these crowded, noisy places, why would you call them in the first place? I mean, maybe they call you, but I've seen people in noisy places pull out a phone and just start dialing, and then, "Hey, how you doing?" Like, they literally will call someone while they're in the noisy space. I think there's like a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode where they do it where like Larry calls somebody from someplace noisy, like an airport, to wish them a bereavement or something, and they're like, what the hell, bro? You need to have this off speaker. You need to have this a little better. Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're driving, yeah, of course. But that's where it comes in, Adam. You got to be like, "Hey, you're on speaker. Hey, you're on speaker." I've been pretty lucky. I don't. You know what it is? I've never. My fiance. I start like to get someplace. Like, I'm gonna go someplace where I shouldn't if there's other people around. And she'll be like, "You're on speaker." She'll come in quick. But that was at the beginning of the relationship. Now she just goes, "Hey, you're on speaker," because she knows. So there's a little bit of wiggle room if it's early in the relationship, but otherwise, I feel like you need to let people know what's going on. Just common courtesy, man. Just common courtesy. All right. So no, you're not the asshole, and good for you for sticking it to her so she understands. Am I the asshole for not parking on the street for a neighbor's infant? Probably. I always side with little kids, bro. But I don't understand it for not parking on the street for a neighbor's infant. I mean, it's an infant. I don't know. Let's read this one. This could go either way. This could go either way. Oh, it's long. It's probably a chick then. Yeah, look how long this is. This guy, I bet you it's a woman. It's again, I'm an unlicensed therapist, but yeah, look, 40 female. Told you, dude. Would I have this pegged at 3 paragraphs? But I do like the detail that the women use in the descriptions. I live in a townhouse community. Dude would have never probably even went into the townhouse. He was like, "Yeah, my neighbor." I live in a townhouse community that's basically 2 sets of connecting. Like, she's describing, it's not enough for townhouse community. She's getting into the intricacies of it. She's really setting the stage. I mean, in terms of screenwriting, I go with the woman every time because guys they leave out a lot of detail, which is good for brevity. But I guess you don't get the whole visualization going. Anyway, so let's find out about how her townhouse is laid out. Meandering drive meandering. It's a nice word. She's working it. She's writing a film script here. Location. Meandering drive that loops around a single apple tree. No, a single exit. Each townhouse gets 1.5 parking spaces in front of each unit. I don't understand that. 1.5. Who's got a 0.5 car? Is that a smart car? And any vehicle has to park outside the community on the main street. All right, there you go. I'm already confused by your whatever the hell you're doing. Hey, Tatanka, thank you for tuning in, brother. The chat room, yeah, good Catskills, brother. I love my Mount Airy Lodge. I think it's gone now, though. Yeah, arguments like this are crazy. Like, why would you be someone when you have arguments like this? So she's 40. She works the night shift. So I'm leaving around 23:45. Military time we're using? Are you even? Are you in Europe? Who uses 23? So that's 11:45 there to normal human beings. That's arrogance of my Americanness. I do my absolute best to make as little noise as possible on my way out. All right, so you're leaving at 11:45 now. Okay, because I know my hours are not the norm. Yeah, I'm blessed with the two neighbors besides me understanding my schedule, doing their best to keep their noise at a minimum during the day. So you sleep during the day, it sounds like. If they're going to do renovations, hold noisy gathering, okay, blah, blah, blah. A few weeks ago, finally we get to the cut to the chase. A few weeks ago, my neighbors directly across the drive from me flagged me down as I was coming home from work. I've never met her husband before because, again, weird hours. She told me she had a 7-month-old infant who is a light sleeper and is woken up every night when I get into my car and turn it on. Well, I don't know what are you gonna do? Okay, now I'm on your side. What are you gonna move? Tell them to put the infant in a different room, or if they know when it's gonna happen, put them in a different room for that period of time. I mean, come on, what do you got? Fucking park outside your lot? That's stupid. She told me she has a 7-month-old infant who is a light sleeper and is woken every night when I get into my car and turn it on, which is causing her family to lose sleep. See, come on, man, that's absurd. And they try to get back to sleep. She asked if I could start parking on the street on my working night so that I don't disturb. Again, it goes back to just this me mentality, this me society that we live in, where everybody's life has to revolve around your needs, and you lose all real conception of what you're asking, of the kind of ask that you're asking, of the absurdity of the situation. So it starts out with that, and then she's going to ask you to wear special shoes if you walk by the house, and then she's going to ask you to, if you not to open the garage door at a certain time and not to run the laundry machine at a certain time. And she's going to have you watching her. I mean, where does it end? It's absurd. I would tell you, yeah, no, it's just not going to happen. You can move. Maybe you should move to a place that is alone, a standalone unit someplace, because it sounds like a place with other people is not a good location for you. I mean, she's asking you this, and you're across the street. Imagine her next door neighbors, what they have to put up with her coming in this way. Could you not turn on the water? Here's the water sound. Could you? This is your hours. I'd like you to go to bed at 7. You're allowed to get up at 6, but only between 6 and 6:30 because that's when I feed. Then he goes back down. I need you to get to your work or leave by then. I mean, who are you? Who are you? The arrogance. The arrogance, I tell you. Oh, yeah. The problem is if I park on the street, I would either have to walk several blocks. I can't believe you're even considering it. If I could even get a slot. Yeah, you'd have to. No, this is just absurd. This is absurd. It's heavily green space. I mean, oh my, this is so insane. This woman is I don't know. She's so wrong. The neighbor. According to her, the baby's room is directly overlooking one of my parking spaces. So the solution is you should tell her this. Hey, would you please move your baby's room, because when I start my car and I hear your baby cry, it scares me and triggers me. And so I really hate how your baby cries every time I start my car. Would you mind just making sure she's awake or not crying when I start my car? Just flip the script on her a little bit. Would you mind? And she can look at you like, you're like, exactly, you freaking idiot. That didn't go. According to the baby's room, overlooks the parking spaces. She doesn't want to move it to the room on the other side overlooking the street because it's too busy and loud. Okay, there's my solution gone. Frankly, I consider my safety and my convenience more important than her baby's sleep schedule. Yeah, good for you. Take a stand, this pretentious jerk. This didn't go down well with her. And since then, she and her husband have tried to convince me to agree. No. I told them that I would be as quiet as possible. You're doing what you can. But I'm not going to park on the street. I really don't think this would go any further. But one of the long-term residents pulled me aside as I was going in and asked if I could help out for a few months until they got the baby older. No, don't do it. Part of me feels bad because I'm a mom too. No, but stop. But part of me now wants to take up violin lessons. Am I the asshole for not making every part? No, you're not. Here she edits. She goes, I'm blown away by all the fast responses. Thank you very much. I'm starting to feel like I was missing something. You're missing nothing, but that these people are so self-oriented, and the whole world, including an apartment complex, not even their own home, needs to revolve around their schedule, their needs, and just give me a break, idiots. No, you're fine. Keep on trucking. I mean, that's just, it's like, I get Reddit, like, you're like, how can these people be real? Like, they can't possibly be this stupid, and yet here they are, they out of the woodwork. They just, it's shocking how dumb these people are. It really is. It really is. All right, let's get to the next one here. Like Chihuahua. Like, come on, man. You got to be kidding me with this shit. That's so crazy. I don't know. Am I wrong? I don't think so. Tell me if I am. No, I'm still going to stick to my guns on that one. That's just stupid. All right, here we go. I haven't done an ad for Rumble in a bit, so let me do an ad for Rumble. I do love me some Rumble, as you know. Rumble rocks, folks. Rumble rocks. Let's do one for Rumble Wallet. I do, and if you can tip me with Rumble Wallet also, which is great. They can freeze your accounts. They can shut off your cards. They can lock you out of your own money overnight. Banks don't protect you. They control you. That's right. That's why real financial freedom starts with ownership. Introducing Rumble Wallet, a non-custodial wallet built for people who refuse to give up control. With Rumble Wallet, you don't buy digital currency like Bitcoin and Tether. You can own Tether Gold, real gold on the blockchain. Through Tether Gold, you get direct ownership of physical gold bars, each one fully allocated, verifiable by serial number, purity, and weight. This isn't paper gold. This isn't an IOU. It's real gold without bank vaults, storage fees, or gatekeepers. You can buy, sell, or move it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, even when traditional gold markets are closed. And if you want, Tether Gold can be redeemed for physical gold. That's power. And when you support creators on Rumble, you can tip them directly using Rumble Wallet, peer-to-peer and outside the banking system. No permissions, no middlemen, no cancel button. This wallet is yours forever. It's Rumble Wallet. Get on it. It's right there. You can click on that right now and get in on the action. If you want to tip me on it, hey, be very welcome. I would be very happy to have a tip. How about that? Right? Okay. Hi, Chihuahua. There you go. Yeah, they do need to buy a white noise generator. There's so many. So many options. But yeah, I think a white noise generator is a great idea. I use that all the time. I love the white noise generator. My fiance doesn't like it. She prefers earplugs. I used to go because I'm a really light sleeper. I can fall back asleep real easy, but I wake up. I wake up easy, so it's not terrible if I wake up. But yeah, I used to have earplugs buried as deep in my ears as I could get, and then I'd crank up a white noise machine, just. I can't have waves or rain or thunder or any of that. I just need and that does me. That's perfect. Where's your gold leprechaun? It's coming to Tonka. Yeah, it's coming. I do like the white noise generator. Now there's like blue noise and red noise and this noise and that noise. I've had the same white noise generator for 7 years and it does me just fine. I wish I've got a couple of things with my fiance I got to work through. Number one is I like to nap. I like a nap, and she's Latina, and they got one hell of a work ethic, and so it's I don't know, viewed as a weakness, I guess. And the other one is I love my white noise machine. Although I've been sleeping over at her place lately, and I haven't needed it. I've gone to the earplugs, so I think I'm going to be all right. I think I'll be fine. I don't think I actually really need it. I just like it. I like it. It makes me happy. It makes me happy. White noise makes me happy. There you go. All right. All right. Let's see. Okay. Am I the asshole for not making my daughter share her Easter candy? Well, I mean, what kind of a lesson are you? This sounds like a dude. Again, it's super short. My daughter share. Oh, let's see what it says here. Okay. So maybe you could potentially be the asshole here. We're not entirely sure about you. Let's see. Okay, am I the? My daughter is 10. All right, and has a basket full of Easter candy. My other kid's 7 and 3, also had baskets full of Easter candy as well. I put their baskets in my room because I didn't want them eating handfuls of candy. Come on, you wanted some too. Come on, but no, that's fine. You know your kids. You don't want to get all sick and puke. All right, handfuls of candy everywhere, and have a stomach ache. Yeah, that's solid momming right there, or dadding. I had all 3 buckets in my room. I would give them a piece of candy every day after dinner. Yeah, it's nice. I'm not against anything that you've said so far. I would then let them decide what piece they wanted. I told them they could only have one a day. I hope you let them at least gorge like during Easter. I mean, the one a day is fine, but it's like Halloween or Easter, any of those holidays. You got to let them, kind of gorge a little on the holiday. You don't have to, but you should. I used to get the white chocolate rabbits. I like the white chocolate ones. My sister liked the dark ones, which is good because we never fought over it. But anyway, I started noticing that my 7 and 3 year olds started taking candy while I wasn't in the room or was distracted. Yeah, they're 7 and 3. They want candy, and you're only handing out one at a time, you cheapskate. Not cheapskate, but come on. I feel like you're a little tight with the candy. I think the one a day on the candy is a bit much. I mean, it's Easter candy. Give them two. At least give them two a day. Or, bribe them a little bit. Like, listen, if you guys clean the house a little more, if you do this or that, I'll up it to two a day. What do you think? Y'all in? Y'all everyone go with that? I mean, the children, they want the damn candy, and you're the candy overlord right there, keeping it all from them. So there they go. They eventually emptied the bucket. And I told them that because they didn't listen, they now have no candy. My oldest still has lots of candy. My younger ones asked if they could have some of hers, and I said no. I said her candy is hers, and maybe next time they'll listen. Um, I think you're not wrong. I mean, I think you're a little stiff on the candy allotment, but you're teaching them a good lesson. That if you steal, you're not going to profit from it. You're not going to eat all your candy and then eat all hers. But I feel like you should give the older girl, the 10-year-old, the option of if she wants to share with them, she can. Let her do it. Let her divvy it up. I think she'll do a better job than you did, quite honestly. How about this? Next Easter, you leave it to your 10-year-old to allocate the candy and the distribution of the candy. You get out of the candy distribution business. You're terrible at it. One a day is not enough. Unless they're like full-size Snickers bars. That's different. All right, so my mom says they're just babies. Let them have some. I kind of agree with your mom. I said no. I said I'm teaching them right from wrong. So yes and no on this one. Yes, I think it's good that you're not letting them profit from their ill-gotten gains. But two, you got to loosen up a little bit. You're wound a little tight on the candy distribution. I say let the 10-year-old decide. If you like her, not if you like her, but if you trust her, I think it gives her responsibility. I think it'll encourage her to share and it'll help her, make employees happy if she ever runs a business. How about that? How about that? I cured everybody's problem. You're welcome, Jeff, the unlicensed therapist. All right. What's that? Sugar is kind of crazy substance. I wouldn't fault them for not letting them have any. We went to this one guy's house on Halloween and he was handing out toothbrushes. I'm like, bro, just fuck off. Just stay inside. Just close the door and turn off the light. You'll be handing out toothbrushes. Hey, all these other people. Here's a toothbrush and no kid. All right, buddy. Lighten up, Francis. Not talking to you, Adam, but yeah, I'm like, come on, bro. Seriously, just turn the damn light off at that point. Definitely not dyed candy anyway. Yeah, well, yeah, I mean that's different. Yeah, red 40 is bad. That's cancer causing. It's different going through the candy. And if you're buying the Easter candy, Easter is different from Halloween because Easter, like you're the one buying the candy, really, unless they went out and they went on Easter egg hunts and they just, oh, what's this? Yeah, okay. But you're the one responsible for getting the candy in the first place. So I don't mind you going through the candy and be like, well, this is just all chemicals. I'm not giving my kid that. But I would still, I'd swap it out for something, like I'd have let's say it's an egg. We're assuming here you didn't buy the candy. It's an egg hunt and they get all these eggs and there's just some shit in there. You're like, that don't look like it's any kind of healthy. Have some other candy that you can then okay, well, we're not going to let you eat this and you can tell them why, because this is just a toxic stew that'll probably give you cancer at some point. So here's a nice Hershey bar. We'll replace it with that. Huh? What do you think? Good deal? Yeah, okay. And then it also lets them know mentally, like if they see that candy like that bad, that's like skull and crossbone candy over there. Let's stick with the good chocolate. That's and then you're teaching some life lessons and then getting some good candy out of the deal too. One of your neighbors used to be a dentist, and the people who moved in started stocking toothbrushes because so many kids asked them on Halloween. Well, I mean, if kids are asking them for toothbrushes, it's a whole different story. This guy was forcing them on people. Yeah, I remember I lived in England for 2 years. My dad was in the Navy, and I lived in England for 2 years, and we went out for Halloween, which they didn't really celebrate in England. But my friend Michael, who lived next door, he's this English kid, but he loved America. Fucking loved America. So it was like his dream come true to have like Americans move next to him. And he had this jacket. It was actually kind of a cool jacket. It was like a leather jacket. It had all like USA stuff on it, USA flags. Just like he loved the United States. And he's like, let's go trick or treating. And we're like, you guys don't even celebrate trick or treat. But he didn't let that stop him. He's got 2 Americans here. This is like what he's always dreamed of. Like, let's go trick or treat. Come on, we'll go trick or treat. It'll be great. And we couldn't even get costumes because it was, it's not celebrated in England. Or at least it wasn't when we were there. This is in the 80s. And we're like, okay, so we just grabbed some shit, tried to look like, I think I got a wig, and I tried to be like a chick because I didn't have any other costumes. So I got my mom's lipstick. I put on not her wig, but like we had like grandma's wig for some reason, or a wig. And then I had a shirt, and I put some balloons in it, and I was a girl. And I don't remember what my sister was. I don't remember what Mike was. I think somehow Mike had a costume. So we start walking around. The first neighbor's house we go to, knock, knock, knock. He opens the door. We're like, trick or treat. He's like, all right, wait, what? He's like, trick or treat. It's like, no, hey, we don't, no. Just kind of dismissive, English dismissive. Kurt shuts the door. Well, Michael had Mike Wallace. That was his name. He's a good dude. And he had silly string, which I didn't even know was on the program. And I guess he takes his tricking and treating seriously. You don't give us a treat, you're getting a trick. So he opens the mail slot, takes the silly string, just starts spraying it in. So this guy opens the door rather quickly, and he goes, "What are you doing? Get in here and clean that up!" And so he grabs Michael. Next thing you know, Michael's down there like picking up all the silly string. And then on our way, and he goes, "Get out of here, you filthy beggars!" He called us filthy beggars. So our trick or treating lasted one house, and then we called it a night. It was what it was. It was fun though. Honestly, that was probably one of my favorite Halloweens. It's the one I remember the most. Get out of here, filthy beggars! Yeah. The kids trade candy for toys, video games. Yeah, why not? Let's if you it's like getting tickets from these arcades and getting a little goodie for it. Get enough candy and swap it for something else. All right, let's get back to Reddit. Maybe I haven't done a Dear Abby. I'll do a Dear Abby after. I like Dear Abby's because I never agree with her advice. Very rarely. She's always doling out just crap advice, like just trying to. We'll see. I don't know what she's gonna say. Maybe I'll actually agree with her tonight. I doubt it. All right. Oh, that's awful, but we'll do it because it's unusual. Let me share this one with you. But yeah, it's weird. It starts weird. Am I the asshole? English second language. Okay, thank you for the heads up. Am I the asshole for declining a second date with a guy after he ran over an iguana? Okay, now it wasn't your iguana. Now, if he maliciously ran over an iguana on the first date, you know everything you need to know about this guy. He's not like he's eating the thing. It's not like it's hunting. He's just fucking kind of a cruel dick. Gonna run over an iguana. Yeah, I was gonna say probably English is not your first language. You'll see a lot of iguanas in Ohio or roaming the streets of California. Long-time lurker, first-time poster. Made a new account. Great. Nobody cares about your new account. Just cut to the chase. There's honestly not too much to this story. Good. I like a short story. I got set up on a blind date with Daniel, fake name. Thank you. You should use his real name. The douchebag ran over some poor iguana. By some mutual friends, as we both have been in the dating scene for quite a bit. All right. That doesn't sound good. The date was pretty uneventful. We got to know each other. He genuinely seemed like a pretty cool guy. All right. So things started out good. I was seriously considering a second date with him. All right. That is until we drove home. Where I'm from, iguanas are an invasive species. Okay, so he doesn't. They're an invasive species. He doesn't really care for them. So maybe thinks he's doing them a favor. He's culling the population one Goodyear tire at a time. Yeah. I didn't. I told Michael the trick. Well, we had mischief night. We would do the tricks really before. Or we'd throw, like, I remember, we were douchebags, we were kids. Someone gave us all apples or something, and we all knew, like, you can't take an apple. They put razor blades in them. So whoever gave us the apples, I just threw them back at his door. It's not my proudest moment. This was not in England. This was in Connecticut. Anyway, the day was pretty available. So I'm still of the opinion that they shouldn't be mercilessly killed. In fact, I think they're one of my favorite animals. Okay, that is very important. While we're driving home, we're both chatting away when I suddenly noticed an iguana on the road. It was vibrant green. Oh, now it's sad, isn't it? A small little fella, could have been older than 1.5 years. I like that you're so familiar with iguanas, you can age them like a carnival barker. He honestly looked confused, but there were many cars on the road lane where it was standing, so I assumed he'd be safe if he ran fast enough. But my date had other plans. Oh, he's a dick. Without so much as a warning, he swerved into the other lane, ran over the iguana, and laughed about it. Yeah, you don't need this guy. You don't need this guy in your life. I think he said something, but I didn't quite hear. You're in shock. What a dick! And he's got like a iguana flopping around in the wheel well. I didn't just say anything. I didn't say anything for the rest of the drive. Once he dropped me off, I told him it was lovely meeting you, but I don't think there's going to be a second date. Without missing a beat, he asked if it was about the iguana. Of course it is, you shithead. Proceeded to call me a sensitive bitch. Oh my God, you did yourself such a favor. You're going to go on a second date with this guy. That iguana gave up his life so you could see what an asshole this guy you were in the car with was. That was a brave iguana. Not all heroes wear capes, and not all iguanas do either. You should be thanking. You should have gone back on the road, dug a little hole for that iguana if it wasn't already stuck to the guy's tire, and put it in there and said, "Thank you, iguana, for saving me from going out with this jackass. You are definitely not the asshole." I was in Tahiti, and speaking of invasive species, this one I couldn't help though. We're driving across the we were in Tahiti. We're in a place called Moorea, which is near. It's like it's supposed you got what is it, Borneo? Is that the one I'm thinking of? Maybe. Yeah, Borneo. And then you got Moorea. I think those are the two. And Moorea is really beautiful. And so is Borneo, obviously. But Moorea, I picked that because it was just better. Like I just got a much better deal. I got an over the water thing, and Borneo was just way more money. But I remember you could circle the island in about an hour and a half on the road. And we're driving along, and there's just crabs everywhere. Like it's not a big road; it's like a 2-lane or 1 lane in a lot of places. And it's like a bed of crabs, like little crabs, just crossing and back and forth. And there's just no way you're not going to kill like 100 crabs driving, a half mile, maybe more. Like there's just no way. Unless you want to walk, but in that case, you're probably going to be stepping on them anyway. So I felt awkward. I'm just driving along like crunch, 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 crunch. And it wasn't endless, but there was just definitely an area where it's just like, sorry, crabs. No, these aren't like endangered turtles. They're just like, like small little crabs. But it was just like crunch, crunch, crunch. I'm like, well, if there was a crab in the road, would I have swerved to hit him like a single crab? No, it's just mean. Come on, a little respect for life, people. Come on, this is such a terrible thing. Right. Ay. So yeah, I think he's definitely the asshole. Sensitive bitch. What? No, you're paraphrasing. English is not your first language. I'd love to know what your first language is, and I'd also like to know what sensitive bitch is in that language. Was it en español es parasimpática? I don't know. It's probably not it, right? I mean, yeah, I'm trying to make it work for Spanish. Porque mi novia, mi esposa en este momento, es mexicana. Where's Okay, here we go. Let's get out. Let's get out, folks. Yeah. By the way, Latinas, are they worth it? They are. I like them. I like mine. Am I the asshole if I allow a law firm to be sold or go out of business? My law firm. I don't know. Is it? Maybe not. I don't even want to read that one. Am I the asshole for asking for a few hours of work, even though I said I was available? That doesn't even seem like a real problem. Let's go. I said I was going to do Dear Abby. Let's go to Dear Abby. All right, Dear Abby. Dear Abby, life advice. Okay, here she is. We'll click on her. Oh, you got her already. There you go. There's Dear Abby. And by the way, she's dead, just so you know. Adult son comes to make his mom an emotional hostage. All right. Let's see about this. Dear, okay, I thought I clicked on it. Dear Abby, my wife recently immigrated. A lot of immigration stories today. My wife recently immigrated to our country. Our current residence in the United States from Canada. She has a 23-year-old son dealing with mental illness back in Canada. He refuses to remain in therapy or to hold a steady job, and he's failed out of university. All right. let's start with the basics. He's got a mental illness, like you said it yourself. Like he's got a mental. So let's not hold the guy with the mental illness to the same standards we'd hold someone who does not have a mental illness. Can we at least cut him a little slack there? He's got a mental illness. I don't know what it is. You've been very vague. You're very vague about it. But it's her son, and obviously, it's not fair for you to apply the rules that you would to let's say, a neurotypical person or a non-mentally disabled person to someone who is. That's just common sense. Methinks you're probably selfish, but we'll continue on our merry way just to make sure of it, just to make 100% certain. Anyway, my wife consistently lowers her expectations and continues to support him. As a result, he has grown comfortable with emotionally manipulating everyone in my family while wallowing in self-pity. He is no longer allowed into our home because of his disrespectful and violent behavior, but he continues to punish his mom for moving on with her life. What does that mean exactly? Does that mean abandoning him? Like, the fact that you give me so little information about what his mental illness is, about what caused the act of aggression, you're leaving out a shit ton, I believe is the psychological term, amount of detail. And I feel like because it doesn't paint you in a good picture. And you're trying to paint yourself in a good picture for convincing your wife to abandon her son. Move on with your life. Fuck him. He was from another marriage. He's not my kid. Fuck him. It's a real great attitude. Anyway, he's no longer allowed in the home. I mean, if he's violent, yeah, okay, you can't have him in there, but disowning him, I don't know about that. Get him some help because of his disrespectful, violent behavior. But he continues to punish his mom for moving on with her life. When does it end? Well, you didn't give us much information to work with. When does it end? I have too little information to give you any real help here, other than I feel like you're a selfish prick. And I don't know if that's what Abby's going to come up with, but there you go. You and your wife have my sympathy. All right, this is from Abby. Look out, Abby's on the case. Have my sympathy. You both need better ways to cope with this sad reality. Her son is not going to change. Well, that's true. And you cannot ignore him and pretend it will go away. Well, what do you know? That's some solid advice there, Abby. Way to go. Connecting with others who understand what you're going through is an important source of support. This guy, he's not asking you for support. He's not asking you for help. He's asking you for an okay on shutting this kid out of his mom's life. An organization I have mentioned before in my column can guide you in the right direction. It's the National Alliance on Mental Illness, NAMI. Find out more. So that's a plug for NAMI. All right. Well, I don't blame Abby for that one because he really gave her little to nothing to work with. So she's like, and the guy, I guarantee you, he's not reading this going, all right, I better call NAMI because I want things to work out. I really want to understand myself better and my selfishness and the fact that he's not my kid, so fuck him. And he's her old kid, but he was with another guy, so screw him. And poor woman. Ay, ay, ay. You think you got it tough, and then you see the schlubs that populate Dear Abby's and Reddits. I have a friend who comes to visit my rural home. She's an alcoholic. Does she drive? Does she drive to your rural home? My bet is yes. Where does she park? In your lake? In your pond? Where does she park? In your where your trampoline used to be? Ay. Until she smashed into it. Oh, Adam says it's open season in iguanas right now. You're allowed to hunt as many as you want. They burrow next to houses. Yeah, I mean, if they're invasive, I get it. But you got to know your audience. If you're with a chick, I don't know. I still, I mean, if I can't avoid it, I'm going to hit it. I'm not going to get in an accident to not kill the iguana. But I'm not going to can't. Kind of fucking twisted to me. To me, again, everybody's different. I'm just giving you my opinions. I have a friend who comes to visit. I'm like, I got a little Buddha in me, reincarnation, respect for life, all that stuff. I don't know about reincarnation, but respect for life at least. Who knows what's resides in the soul of that iguana? Only the shadow knows. It's Orson Welles. I have a friend who comes to visit my rural home. She's an alcoholic. I'll bet she's a lot of fun. I'll bet she's fun. Yeah, never a dull moment with her around. My husband and I don't drink. Why would you invite the alcoholic? Well, at least she got to bring her own alcohol, right? I mean, if you're not drinking, she bring a case in her car or a case in her car and a fifth in her belly? Is that how she shows up? Probably. She couldn't find the bathroom or the bedroom. I'm guessing she just peed in the living room then, right? Okay. Last time she became so drunk, she was totally disoriented in my home. She couldn't find the bathroom or the bedroom. I'd let her sleep in the bathroom because she's probably just going to pee in the bed, turn it into a bathroom anyway. After she went home the next day, I stewed for a week and finally sent her a message. Again, where did she get the alcohol? Do you have alcohol for guests who don't drink? Maybe that's what it was. You empty those Here's what you do. You tell her you got alcohol, and when she shows up, you say, "Ah, we ran out. My brother-in-law came, and he's a big drinker, and it's all gone." And you watch how fast she leaves. After she went home the next, I stewed for a day. Finally, sent her a message that we no longer host her, right? Citing the reason as fear she would harm herself or else I drive. Yeah, I mean, you can't let her. She has to sleep over, possibly falling down the stairs, leading to a lawsuit. So you're worried she's going to sue you for being such a drunk ass. Yeah, get her out of your life. I begged her to get help. I messaged her son asking if he could help. Now I become the enemy. No, you're actually being a friend. I have dealt with her for many years and watered down her alcohol every time she visited. Good for you. But they just drink more. Should overdose. Okay, so yeah. And Abby says, yes, you should be done. I agree with Abby. Assuming she is already done with you. What do you mean assuming she's already done with you? Your friend is an addict. She's going to change until it's absolutely necessary. You spoke the truth. Do not apologize. Now, I agree with Abby on this one. But watering down, I used to drink a lot. I still do drink, but not as much as I used to. And I remember I was at a bar. It was a college bar, and I was wasted, and I was underage drinking, but I had a good ID. And so I think it was at Huskies, at UConn, University of Connecticut. And I'm really drunk, and I get this drink. I'm like, hey, can I have another, I don't know, gin and tonic or something? I don't know what I was drinking. It was hard liquor. And she's like, yeah, okay. So she gives me this drink, and then I drink it. I'm like, oh my God, that is so strong. That is so strong. And I just kept drinking. But it just seemed like kind of like watered it down a little bit. But it was so strong when I started. I didn't understand it. But then like the next day, I'm talking to a friend. And he's like, oh man, they got you good. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, I watched the bartender make your drink because you were so wasted. He goes, she just took like gin and just put it all around the rim of the drink, just all around, like a ton of gin around the ring. And it was just water with ice, basically, with just gin all around the rim. And so when I took the first sip, I was like, oh yeah. It was just water. And then occasionally, when you'd move it a little bit, you'd get a kick of that alcohol. You're like, oh, there it is, yeah. So good for that bartender. There's a little trick you can use if you got a real alcoholic in your midst. You know, clogging up your establishment. And here's the thing that really upset me: I paid for an alcoholic drink. I didn't pay for water with a little spike. That's fine, honestly. I remember one time. This was in New York. This is how I knew I needed to go home because I was out all night with my buddies. We were drinking. I hadn't seen them in forever. And then as I was walking back to my hotel, I said, I'll stop at this Irish bar. And I went to this Irish bar. It's by myself at that point. It was like 2 a.m. I go, hey, it's in New York. I go, hey, can I just get a beer? That's what I thought I said anyway. And the bartender just looks me up and down. Irish bartender, just like, I can't serve you. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go. I'm just like, all right. I mean, with the Irish bartenders, like, no, you're too far gone. I think that's a good heads up that you probably are, a little far gone. Oh yeah. He wasn't having it. And I says, what if you're on a date and the girl hit an iguana? I feel like she'd be fun. Well, like she's the one serving at the iguana. I don't know. I like a woman with a maternal instinct. I like a woman who's like I like my friends are all goofballs. I've already got that angle covered. I prefer like my female, my date or whatever. I prefer to have empathy and have more feminine characteristics like compassion and caring. I prefer the girl who would be upset with me hitting the iguana than one to be like, yeah, fucking kill it. But to each their own, to each their own. But yeah, that's just kill it. Again, everybody, there's somebody for everybody. But we did the show last night. There was some chick who had a scar fetish. Like this guy had scars all over, but it was from when he was beaten as a youngster. So it's like very traumatic and all that. But the girl had like a fetish for it. And it was like this weird meeting of the worlds. But it turned the guy off. But I was just like, my feeling on that take, last thing you check out last night's show if you want to see it, was, hey, you found someone who finds something that you detest to be sexy and hot. I think it will be good for you because you may never get to it, and I'm sure you never will. But it's constantly going to be getting addressed, and this thing that is this lodestone that keeps weighing you down. I think over time you'll get over it because of just the insane fetishization that this woman has over scar tissue. That's Reddit for you, folks. They don't mess around. Good times. Reddit does not disappoint. They never do. I haven't done an ad for these guys in a while. These guys are great too. Let me do an ad for them. Good to have you back on board, Kalshi. Thank you. Thank you for hopping on the wagon here. By the way, I'm terrible at self-promoting sometimes. Hit the like and subscribe button. If you could do me a favor, just hit the like button. The subscribe button's better, but you can hit the like button too. Have you ever watched the news or a big game and thought, I know how this is going to play out? Instead of just tweeting about it, you can actually put those predictions to work with Kalshi. Kalshi is a federally regulated exchange where you get to trade on real world events, not stocks. Think questions like, will inflation be higher next month? Will the Fed cut rates? Or will your team make the playoffs? Each market is a simple yes or no contract priced between 1 and 99 cents. And if you're right, it settles at $1. That price, basically the crowd's probability of something's going to happen. So if yes is trading at 75 cents, the market is saying it's about 75% chance it happens. You can use it to hedge, to speculate, or just to put some skin in the game on what you already follow every day. And right now, they've got a special offer. Trade $10, get $10. Just go to Kalshi, that's KALSHI.com/rumble. Deposit and place your first $10 in trades. And Kalshi will give you an extra $10 to use on the platform. So if you've got a take, don't just post it, trade it. Go to Kalshi, KALSHI.com/rumble to get started today. That's Kalshi, KALSHI.com/rumble. Thank you, Kalshi, for being a sponsor to the show. Much obliged. Appreciate you. By the way, again, if you haven't hit the like and subscribe button, what's going on? Stop it. Just hit it already. I appreciate that. All right, let's get rocking and rolling here. Let's go to Am I the Asshole? Again, if you have questions you want answered, I'll answer them too. Was I really wrong? I'm going to say yes. This is from 8 minutes ago. It's fresh snow. We're definitely not missing this one. Let's hop in here. Was I really wrong? My answer, before even reading it, is yes. And I'm going to call him an asshole. And that both could be wrong, but we'll see. Let's get in here. By the way, I got Olympics tickets. That what a racket that is, man! What a racket that is. You know, you got to get in Los Angeles. You got to get on this list, and then they drop the tickets. The prices through the roof, like crazy expensive. Like everything's like $1,000, $800, $500, unless it's like badminton, and then it's like they're like they'll pay you $5 to go see it. But I mean, it's crazy. So I mean, I wanted to see all these things. Most of the stuff I didn't wind up spending. Well, I spent a good chunk of change, but I would have spent a lot more. But nothing was available. Like it was all sold out anyways. And then like the opening ceremony, you couldn't get tickets. The closing ceremony, you could still get tickets, but the only tickets left were $5,000 a ticket. Or was that it was 4,995, 5,000. But here's what's great about liking hockey, because I love hockey. Hockey was the most reasonably priced. I got tickets to the hockey finals, the gold medal game for the hockey finals for, I think, like $600-700, which sounds like a lot, but compared to the prices of everything else, a bargain. And it's the finals. So I felt like, okay, I'm good. I scored. Fucking LA Olympics, man. Just price gouging. I'm still going to lose, I'm sure, a lot of money. But at least I get to see the hockey with my son. Anyway, here we go. Am I the asshole? Let's do it. Let's do it. By the way, hit the like and subscribe button. It all started when I got a new job. And I saw this girl, pretty, with glasses and curly hair. She radiated an aura of tranquility and confidence. At the time, I was still a little hurt from a toxic relationship 3 years that had ended about 4 months earlier. My standards were on the floor, and she was more than I could ask for at that moment. So I approached her timidly and slowly. But I approached... what is this? What are you doing? Was I really wrong? Well, what are you are you writing a film noir, or are you like, how much is here? I mean, I appreciate you coloring it up. When I realized we were already talking a little more often, I suddenly saw a huge opportunity come up. She was something like a second. I'll stop that. She was like a second supervisor, but in fact, had almost no contact at work. So she was like a supervisor. I don't think she's allowed via HR to really even hook up with you in the first place. But there was a training. The trainings, that's always trouble. There was a training that we all had to attend. That's always trouble, or in a good way sometimes. And the training, there was a lot of dead time. So since we were seeing the same thing, I got closer to her. Little by little, became very close. And one thing led to another. All right. We stayed in a dining room in a corner kissing. Good for you. We were fine, but I realized that I was not falling in love with her, not the way I was supposed to. All right. Well, what the hell? You just like, what do you want to fall in love immediately? I know you like her or you train. Easy does it, dude. You're a little demanding. Yeah. How about you just have sex? And she was. I loved her personality. She was literally almost what I always wanted, but not completely. Oh, you're never going to be happy with anyone. I'm not saying like she's your dream girl. She's the perfect girl or anything like that. But your standards are like way over here, and I don't think you warrant it. Stop looking for perfection. Find the perfection in the imperfections, you jackass. But we'll continue reading anyway. All right. So there was this something I have. Oh, look at your rules. I like Tony and Rob. The reason you can't have the things that you want is the rules that you have why you can't have. There was this something. I have this rule of 70% personality, 30% physical. Get rid of your dumb rule. Get rid of your arbitrary. Who gave you this rule? Where did you get this rule from? It is ruining your life. I'll tell you that right now. Now, first thing I would do if I was your therapist, I'd tell you, give me a list of your rules, and I would burn them in front of you, in a safe environment. She simply was not my type physically. She was pretty, but simply not what I look for. Well, then why were you attracted to her in the first place? You got a lot of baggage. And if in personality, she was very good, but like everyone, she had certain things that were not so much to my liking. Oh, dude, you're never going to find anybody. In total, she was a maximum 60% for me. Oh, you're so like you're rating them. You got like a scale. You're like, dude, what's her body fat? Did you get into that with her? Did you give her a psych test or something, or a personality assessment while you're at it? The problem, when I realized that I was already pretty deep in, well, yeah, you're kissing her and like making like you like her, and then all of a sudden you jump ship. We'd already taken that step, so I ran into the dilemma. Do I stay here knowing that I don't love her? What do you went on one weird date? It wasn't even a date. You were with a bunch of other people and you made out with her. Stop playing into this. I bet she doesn't even care. Like, I got drunk. I made out with, I don't know, Frank or Ted. I don't remember what his name was. And he got a little weird. Whatever. I kind of like Harry more anyway. Anyway, like this one date he's on. Do I leave her, break her heart? How are you gonna break her? You're like, just get over yourself. I think this guy's just making this up. I think this is all just bullshit. Just the way it's written. It was a tough decision, but I took the one everyone would take. I practiced a lot the day before to try and make it hurt for her as little as this has got to be bullshit. It's just so stupid. Like I really, if it is real, I guarantee she forgot she even made out with you. She was blackout drunk. I told her the typical, it's not you, it's me, and she didn't take it well. She got angry, asked for a deeper explanation. I tried to tell her that she simply wasn't my type, blah, 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 blah. Since we were being sincere, do you want me to tell you the reason why you don't attract me? You are a prick. I like women more chestinality. And obviously everything got screwed up, but still could. It sounds all made up. It just sounds like bullshit. It sounds like the world's worst penthouse forum. It's just fucking garbage. It just sounds like nonsense. Am I wrong? I don't know. I don't think so. It's just fucking. What was that? That was awful. All right, let me do one more, like decent one. Was I in the wrong? That was 8 minutes ago. Ugh, I'll never get that back. That time back. Nor will you, and I apologize for it. So I need a screener, so I don't go into those. But most of these are pretty good. That's like one where I'm just like, it's all bullshit. You're just fucking writing shit to write shit. My husband's family has been pressuring him to. Okay, we got to write that one. Let me do one. I was actually going to end on that one, but I can't end on that one. All right, here we go. Am I the asshole for not being excited? My sister's having a new baby when I still have custody of her first child. No, your sister's a horrible mother. She shouldn't have any more kids. She shouldn't until she gets her shit together. If she can't at least get custody back of the kids she already has, she shouldn't be having any more. I mean, I can answer that. This is an easy one. She can't get the custody. If she's not trying to, if she can't get custody back of her actual kid, and then she's going to have another kid, oh, that's crazy. Ay. My sister Val's an alcoholic. A lot of alcoholics tonight, or was an alcoholic. Anyway, she's been on and off, and since she was 18, her drinking made her a negligent parent. I won't go into it, but social service stepped in, and now you got this kid who's 6. All right, so you took custody of him. Now the kid's 11, so that's 5 years have passed. Val isn't in his life, which he says is what he wants. So he doesn't want her in his life. She's been sober for 2 years and only ever asks how Danny is when she speaks to me. She makes no effort to contact him. That's not good. She should be working on a relationship with her child and not, I mean, thank God for you, or this kid. I'd hate to think how bad this kid would turn out if not for you taking care of him. I've never said much to her about Danny. And then how's this kid going to feel too when Drunky Magoo is having another kid? But earlier this week, Val announced on a family group that she's pregnant. I assume she probably doesn't know who the father is. And I couldn't even fake being pleased. Yeah, well, it's so horrible, isn't it? She's over there grinning, talking about the nursery. Oh, what a douche. Well, next door is the bedroom of the kid she's discarded. Yeah, she's really bad. I mean, obviously she's got a lot of issues. But the last thing she should be doing is having another kid. And yeah, your mom says that you owe Val an apology. You don't. You don't. I mean, she's a horrible mother. And again, I realize she's going through a lot of stuff. She's an alcoholic. She got this and that. But you've got a kid. I'm not saying you can't have another kid, but at the same time, why don't you befriend the child that you brought into this world, right? Anyway, I just feel so wrong. Val's trying to start fresh, like she doesn't have a child. Yeah, she wants a completely fresh slate. You're right about that, where she doesn't have a current child, which she ignores very well, apparently. She's going to start all over with her new family, which I don't know. It doesn't end well for her. I think when you can ignore your own child, your own blood like that, I don't think a new child fixes the problem. I think it just creates more. And you're going to wind up with this kid too. So I hope you like it. Hope you like him. Yeah. Man. Yeah, it sucks. It's awful. Anyway, you're not the asshole, and it's not a positive thing. It's a negative thing. I'm not going to name names, but I knew a girl who just announced to a group of us at a bar. She had a drinking problem, definitely an alcoholic, maybe still is, probably still is. And she said that she was pregnant. She wasn't married or anything, but she just announced to us all she's pregnant at this bar. I don't think she was drinking that night. And I couldn't. I just put I went like this. I put my hand on my face like this as she's saying it, and she's like, "Oh my God, look at what Jeff's doing. He can't. He's like this. He's like this. That's what he thinks." And I'm just like, no, it's fine. I mean, just I'm happy for you. I'm really happy for you. And then she starts talking some more, and it's like unconscious. She's talking about like, people ask, well, who's the dad? She's like, well, it's this guy. You're gonna be together. Nah, just a one night thing. And so I go to my hand. I'm just like, and she's like, he did it again. Because I'm just like, it's just, well, what am I gonna say? You're not gonna be a good mom. You have so many fucking issues. You're careless and you sleep with everybody. It's just like, ugh. I don't know. But I couldn't hide it. I'm just like, oh, but she caught me both times because she was looking for responses. And I guess everyone else has a poker face, and I don't have a poker face. So there you go. All right, well, listen, I love you. I had a great time, as always. 22nd episode. Appreciate it. I'm having a great time with this show. I'd love for people to ask questions in the comments. I know I'd be a little harsh with these other people, but trust me, if you're in the comments and you're asking me questions, I will do my best. The goal is to have this show grow to the point where I'm not even doing the Reddit, but I probably will still anyways because it's fun. But answer your questions, then we can go to Reddit, and then hopefully maybe even Friday tomorrow we'll have what can we do? We'll have maybe we'll do an interview. We'll try to. If you want to be interviewed tomorrow with your problem, it could be anything. Go to jeffahern56 at Gmail, jeffahern56 at gmail.com. Put in your question and I'll hit you up. Okay? Sound good? Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Again, God bless you. Have a great day. I love doing the show. Love Rumble for letting me do it. And I will see you back here tomorrow, Friday at 10 p.m. for more Jeff the Unlicensed Therapist. All right, folks. Have a great evening, and I'll be back tomorrow. See you then. Bye.